This is Ron Sloan,
I'm Carol Locatell
and we're in the caboose as passengers.
on the Terror Express.
Hello and welcome to this very exciting episode of the Terror Express. With us again for the second time is Ron Sloan. You know him as Junior from Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, and 13 Fanboy, where he played himself. Also with us for the first time is Carol Locatell, also from A New Beginning and 13 Fanboy.
Woo!
Yes. Welcome, Ron, and welcome, Carol. It is so exciting to have you both here with me on the Terror Express.
It's wonderful. I'm glad you asked us. I haven't seen him in a while, and I haven't seen you in a while. Chicago, I think, was the last time, right?
Year. Yeah, it's a little over a year now. Yep.
Yeah.
Carol, I want to ask you a little bit. I want to go back a little bit in time here and ask you about your acting career. When did you first realize that was something that you're interested in, and what did you do to first pursue it?
I kind of got a taste for it in high school, but I had a job after school, so I couldn't do much. I ended up doing one play in high school. And then when I started college, my then boyfriend's mother was a teacher, and she wanted me to be a teacher, and my mother wanted me to be a pharmacist. And had I gone into pharmacy, I would probably be dead by now, because I would have tried every drug imaginable. And so, to get to your, I do go on and on. To get to your question, so my boyfriend's mother wanted me to be a teacher. So I started just sort of general classes in college and I had said my major would be education. And I realized I only live once. I'm not going to do what somebody else tells me. I have to do what feels right to me. So that's how it started. Started in college. And then I had wonderful teachers who initially had me do a summer stock company that they were involved in. And then I got cast in a show that was supposed to go to New York, in San Francisco. And that was the beginning of it. Then I was just sort of off and running. Didn't go to New York then, but because the show closed. But then I did regional theater, and so started pretty young.
And you'd mentioned that you did theater. Do you have
Do
you have a preference? Where's your passion? Is it more with theater or is it more with the screen?
The theater is just, it's my all-time favorite. It's marvelous because, first of all, the audience is there and you just get this communication thing going on. There's nothing like it. That was my drug of choice, frankly.
Was this around the same time? And I did a little research on you, and I don't know how accurate the research was, but I'm showing that the Flying Nun was one of your first.
Oh my God!
Television?
It was my first job, and
So what was that like?
Wow.
I didn't know anything about television or what you did and how I got cast. I don't know. I just, I went, my agent sent me, they cast me. So I went, and unbeknownst to me, you have to do it more than once. They said, okay, we did The Master. And I said, okay, that's a print. So I walked off the set, went to my little trailer thing and started changing my clothes because I thought that. And the AD shows up and goes, what the hell are you doing? Get back on that set. What are you doing? And I said, I thought we were done. No, there are 2 shots. There's close-ups. that was my invitation and initiation.
Your
in
initiation.
television.
Carol, that was your first bad habit.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, we'll have none of that here.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Now, coming up through the decades here, other TV shows that you were part of that a lot of people may not realize was shows like Bonanza,
Oh,
Saved
yeah.
by the Bell, Ally McBeal, NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, and then we have a Burt Reynolds movie here, and we're going to segue into film here. Is this the Sharky's Machine? Is this the movie where you wore your wig, your Ma Hubbard wig?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing paternity, and we do this one scene, and he comes to me and he goes, I want you to be in the next movie I'm in. And I said, really? He goes, yeah. I said, well, there's a hooker. Well, I could do that. And that he hired me. So, and I did a couple more films with him. He was a terrific guy.
Mom, that's where you learned to pole dance?
Oh, yeah. It was,
Okay,
Is that
just
Yeah.
checking.
after the crew, and we all went to dinner, and then that's when I, did my.
Just checking on that one.
so that video you sent me around with the faceless dancer, that was Carol.
That was Carol. That's right.
Oh, I love how you help me get work. Isn't that great?
The transition of the wig from one film to the next here.
Ah,
Have you seen any of the Friday the 13th films before started filming this one, or before you got to
no, we didn't even, I mean, Ron and I have talked about this. We didn't even know that it was a Friday the 13th movie when we auditioned, because they called it, what did they call it?
Repetition?
Repetition, thank you. And so I didn't have a clue. I mean, I knew it was like a horror movie, but I didn't Friday the 13th, and I had never seen a Friday the 13th.
Did you run out and rent the VHS of the earlier installments of Friday the 13th after your filming was finished? Was the
I
day?
did see it. I saw a couple of them on TV.
Uh-huh.
I did watch them, but I didn't go rent them. No.
What did you think the first time you saw one?
Well, I was never a big horror movie fan. And I think part of the reason I loved Ethel and Junior was they were funny.
Mm-hmm.
And so that sort of attracted me to what I thought was, so it's only later, initially when Friday the 13th Part 5 came out, they didn't like us very much because there was not a lot of humor prior to, and not that we were the big, reason that now there is comedy. It started to evolve. And so we love the fans now. Because they think we're wonderfully funny and silly and they're just, it's wonderful. But when we first did the film, it was like, ooh, that's not good. So
how does it feel this day knowing that your characters are, in the eyes of a lot of fans, they're just as famous as Jason or Roy or Pamela? How does that feel?
To me, it's amazing. My first shock came like 15 years ago. I was at a convention and someone walked up dressed as Junior.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man. But this guy was like 6'7",
Big
300. He was Junior. Matter of fact, man, he should have had the role. And I was like, oh my God, that like blew my mind.
Well, and Carol, you had mentioned how Part 5, when it first came out, was hated because the end reveal wasn't Jason. But up to that point, it was definitely held its own
Oh,
as a
it's a-
Friday the 13th film.
It was a big.
I think that the reason why it's so big now, and again, this is, I truly believe this, Junior and Ethel are two of the characters that made it what it is, that may have pulled it out of the darkness and into the realm of fan favorite out of all the installments.
Well, that's very
Wow.
nice of you.
Did you guys meet each other on set for the very first time, or did you meet prior to filming?
Well, I think it was the first time on set as far as, I mean, a reason to meet. Carol, at the time, I was shooting auditions, screen tests for a company called Baker Nesbitt. And I was like, yeah, a shooter. So Carol
Yeah.
probably did audition for me a number of times, but it wasn't until being on Friday the 13th.
What was your first impression of each other the first time you met each other,
Oh, there was chemistry right away.
between you and Carol?
Oh, hell yeah. She
Yeah.
hit me. She hit me right away. She
Yeah.
smacked me around. And she hasn't stopped since.
She hasn't stopped since.
If I was sitting right there now, she'd smack me.
It was a wonderful shoot. We hit it off right away. It was,
No. And all these
great.
years later, you're still close, and that's great.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for your characters? Did you base your characters off an idea of somebody that you knew in real life, or just something that you wanted to make up?
I just remember reading the sides for to get ready for the audition, and it just jumped off the page at me. I just knew who she was.
Did Danny give you free reign of your character development, like how you acted and portrayed her?
The most direction he gave me was regarding the tomato. It mostly had to do with my imagining for him a body part on a man that could be kind of like a tomato, and you would squeeze it. And so that was sort of where the whole thing came from. I think you probably know out there what male part that would be.
Yes, so the
There are
tomato
two of
squeeze,
them.
the tomato squeeze is will be seen in a whole different light now from
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I can
Ron,
never have tomatoes again. Thanks,
Never.
Mom.
how about the character of Junior, Ron? Did you have any ideas going in, or does it something just happen naturally?
Well, I personally thought of a friend of my brother's who he couldn't stand. It was just the way this guy acted, his mannerisms and goofy. And I jumped into that character and I had them rolling in the aisles. So that's the character I brought to the party with a little bit more definition and history. And once I met Carol and that chemistry happened, it was easy to have Junior grow into just a dimwit. And, you know, I mean, she fed me more than stew, you know? So I was very lucky.
I think that's
Very
great. I think it's great. I think it's amazing that it's not really even amazing. It's not even surprising that your two characters out of the entire franchise probably have the most recited lines, kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show characters, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
shut up
Yeah.
and eat your fucking slap, you big dildo. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone knows where
And
that's
it's true.
from. Yeah. Do you have anything coming up that either of you would like to promote?
I'm not going to be a Chippendale dancer, so I don't want to let you guys down.
No
but,
no pole dancing for
No,
for Ron?
I hurt myself.
In a bow
Yeah.
tie, pole dancing in a bow tie.
I had to stop because of the paper cuts. It was, you know.
Uh,
Oh, well, yeah. Mom and I are going to be in Spookala. That's a tongue twister.
yeah. Florida.
Yeah, December December 17th and 18th in Ocala, Florida. And I'm probably saying it wrong and I'll get hate mail or something. But it looks really exciting. I mean, what a great time to do a convention before Christmas.
Yeah,
You can fill
absolutely.
that Christmas stocking. Coming up in October, I'm in a promotion of 13 Fanboy with Deborah Sue Voorhees and CJ Graham at SuperCon, SIOUPERCON. Oh, wait, there's an X in there.
There's an X in there.
Super. In Sioux City, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sioux Falls.
Carol, do you have a favorite charity or anything that you'd like to throw out there?
Well, it was called the Actors Fund. They just changed the title, and of course, I can't come up with it. That's one of my favorites because they help so many people in the industry who, you have a rough spot, and they help people through stuff. So that's one, and Nature Conservancy, and I guess those are my two favorites.
Okay.
How about you?
Me, I like St. Baldrick's children with cancer. I've contributed for them. I've shaved my head bald for them and raised funds for them in St. Baldrick's and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I can't imagine. I have a healthy 23-year-old daughter. I have a grandchild on the way, and I just cannot imagine what it must be like to have a child with cancer and how devastating that is. And even though I've been fortunate that I haven't experienced that, my heart just goes out to all the parents out there that have felt that pain and that worry and devastation.
It's true.
Those are mine.
Mhm.
Do you have any real life supernatural experiences?
Well, living with my husband's one.
Or I could ask if you were to have a supernatural experience, how would you react?
Well, it would depend if it was a promising one or a frightening one, or that come in different forms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I would only hope that it would be a kind and welcoming one, as opposed to I'm going to scare the fucking shit out of you, like you
Carol,
do, you rotten boy. I would hope that it's healing.
What's your favorite horror film?
Friday the 13th, part 5.
Carol, if they were to make a movie about your life, what would the name of the movie be?
She's crazy for dogs.
Ron?
That has double meanings. I know.
What are the meanings?
I'm talking about the 4-legged variety as opposed to the 2-legged variety.
Thank you for that clarification.
You betcha.
Most of the time it's been heaven on earth. The hell is only in my mind.
Carol, what will be your legacy?
The wonderful people who are friends of mine that I have known for years. How much we love each other. I think that's the most important thing. And the fact that I'm crazy about my husband and I love him after, 40 years of being together.
That's beautiful.
I think I've made a lot of people smile and made a lot of people happy in the art world and, and just my personal life. But it's amazing how many memories I've created or helped create when people buy a piece of art, for whether it's an anniversary, a birthday, a surprise. It's a memory. And so I've been able to share a lot of great memories.
Before we go, if you guys don't mind, could you get into character a little bit as Ethel and Junior?
Just sit down there and eat your food. I make the best stew in the whole world, don't I?
You tell them all you
That's
made
right,
the best
you little
goddamn
shit.
stew.
Now, we got to go talk to that man about those awful kids who keep coming over here. I am not gonna let them come here anymore. All they do is, you know what, on the front lawn. Terrible.
And I like to watch, Mom.
What?
Don't ruin it for me.
Oh, shut up. You see this?
You're priceless.
You're both priceless.
Love you.
I love you too, you little rat. Mwah. Yeah,
Yeah, that
this
was-
is
Thank
fun.
you.
That was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking us. This is just, it's a treat.